Try to imagine a peaceful and stable Iraq where business is booming and Americans are beloved. Now, open your eyes, because we're going to show you a part of Iraq which fits that description. It's called Kurdistan. Technically, it's inside Iraq, but the Kurds who live there behave as if they already live in a separate state. They have their own prime minister, their own army, their own border patrol, even their own flag. And the overwhelming majority of Kurds will tell you they want nothing to do with Baghdad and the rest of Iraq. Why would they? After the brutal way in which Iraqis under Saddam treated them in the past. Why would they, when they're doing just fine on their own? What you see in Kurdistan is nation building, and it's not a metaphor. Kurds are building their country day by day. There are more cranes here than minarets, and there's a run on cement. A new mall with 8,000 shops and stalls is going up. So is an apartment complex known as Dream City. Some of the units are selling for $1 million. The giant bowling alley is almost finished, and an opera house is not far behind. What's behind the boom? Security. Kurds are quick to remind you that they are not Arabs, and there is a de facto border between Kurdistan, which is in the northeast corner of Iraq, and the rest of Iraq. Arab insurgents who want to slip into Kurdistan must get past hundreds of Kurdish checkpoints, and distinct from much of Iraq, the security forces in Kurdistan are disciplined and loyal, and they're all Kurds. No ethnic divisions here, so the violence stays on the other side of the border.
Hello, hi.
Nitzervan Barzani is the 40-year-old prime minister of what's officially called the Kurdistan Regional Government. How many American troops have been killed here since the war began?
No one.
Not a single American soldier?
No, a single American troops here. No, not at all.
Major General Benjamin Mixon is the commanding officer for American forces in northern Iraq and Kurdistan, 20,000 in all. How many American troops are in the Kurdish areas, which call themselves Kurdistan?
I would say in the neighborhood of 60 to 70.
60 to 70
That's
troops?
Right. There's no need for American forces up there because of the nature of the situation.
I guess compared to being stationed in the rest of Iraq, it's pretty good duty.
It's good duty. I've been up there. I enjoy going up there.
We wanted to test the security situation for ourselves, so one Saturday morning, we dropped by the main market in Erbil, the self-styled capital of Kurdistan, just 40 miles from the rest of Iraq. The only disagreements here are about price. Just how safe is it? Well, as you can see, I'm in my shirt sleeves. No flak jacket, no armed guards, and I am an American. In any other part of Iraq, strolling down a street like this would be patently suicidal. But the point is, as far as people here are concerned, this is not another part of Iraq. It's not Iraq at all. You may not be able to find it on a map, but it is, Kurds will tell you, another country. Are we in Iraq right now?
No. I think I am Kurdish, not Iraqi.
I think that I'm in Kurdistan, not in Iraq.
The feeling is widely shared, from these students at Suleymaniye University to Ahmed Gilani, a Kurdish American we met in a cafe in Erbil. He came to Kurdistan recently from Texas.
When we see the fighting going on in Baghdad here, it's the same as when I used to watch it on TV in the States. It feels like a totally separate country.
It's just 40 miles down the road.
How do you feel? Do you feel safe here?
I feel perfectly safe here.
There you go. Go to Baghdad. I don't think you'd feel the same way.
The Kurds are acting as if the end of Iraq is near.
Long live Kurdistan!
In many schools, English, not Arabic, is being taught as the second language. The Kurds are very big on the trappings of statehood. It's as if they're eager to prove that they exist.
Yes!
The Kurds have their own 175,000-man army, the Peshmerga, which means those who face death. When you arrive in Erbil, immigration officers give your passport a Kurdish stamp. And if you want to see the Iraqi flag, don't come to Kurdistan. It's been banned.
Under that flag, they destroyed our country, our people. So that's why our approach is to change that flag and to have a new one.
The new Kurdish flag is literally everywhere, a flag without a country. Like most Kurds, Dr. Ali Said Mohammed, the president of Suleymaniye University, would like to change that, and soon. What would happen if tomorrow the Prime Minister of Kurdistan went before the parliament and said,
Yes.
I declare a state, independent Kurdistan.
This decision will be welcomed by 99.9% of the Kurds in Iraqi Kurdistan. We will say yes, we will back it.
So you want him to do it?
Yes, of course, why not?
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
But the Kurdish Prime Minister is not likely to push for complete independence. Not tomorrow, not next year. Every Kurd we've spoken to since we're here says, we are a separate country. We're Kurds. We don't want to be with Iraq.
Yeah,
You're Prime Minister of this country.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a right for every Kurd to say that, because really they are different. They are different nation, different people. But we have to be realistic.
Being realistic means that the Iranians and the Turks and the Syrians would not be happy if you were to declare nationhood. Is that what you're saying, sir?
Yeah, exactly. Our neighbors, they will create more problems for us.
The Kurds have a saying, no friends but the mountains. There are 30 million Kurds in the world, the largest nation without a state, but only 5 million reside inside Iraq's borders. The rest are in Iran, Syria, and primarily Turkey. There are so many Kurds in Turkey that the Turks are afraid that an independent Kurdish state would lead to unrest. They're dead set against it. So Kurdish leaders believe that, at least for the time being, the answer is federalism, a soft partition of Iraq into 3 parts: Kurdistan in the north, a Sunni state in the middle, and a Shiite region to the south, with Baghdad as only a nominal capital. Everybody has their own flag, everybody has their own constitution,
Yes. Yeah,
like you've done. So you are paving the way.
Yeah,
you are showing the
exactly.
rest of Iraq what to do.
Exactly.
But the American government doesn't want partition of any kind, no matter what it's called. The Bush administration and the U.S. military see Kurdistan not as a shining new nation, but as a shining example to the rest of the united Iraq.
I think if the Iraqis simply will look north and see what the possibilities are, and they do not align themselves with the extremists, they can see the great potential that this country has to be a prosperous nation.
But from the Kurdish point of view, they've got a going concern now. They're at peace, they're making money, they're looking towards the future. They look to the rest of Iraq and they see chaos, they see bloodshed, they see civil war. Why shouldn't they try to remain separate?
And I believe that to their long-term interests, it's better to stay linked with Iraq and all the resources that are available throughout Iraq, and it makes them stronger.
Many Kurds believe the Americans are missing the point. A separate Kurdistan, they say, would make for something extremely unusual, an American ally in the Middle East.
The Kurds will be the best friends in the region.
Better than Israel.
Even better than Israel, I am sure of that. We will be the best friends for the Americans in this region. We will be faithful.
So from your point of view, the American invasion of Iraq was a good thing?
It is not invasion, it is liberation. Americans liberated Iraqi people from the dictatorship.
It's a sentiment echoed in, of all places, a mosque. Like Iraqi Arabs, Kurds are Muslims. But this is surely the only Islamic part of the Middle East where you'll hear kind words about America after Friday prayers. Can America think of Kurdistan as an ally, as a friend?
We were always friends with America, and even we were in love with America. But now we are waiting for America to repay our love.
They may have to wait a long time, because for the U.S. military, there's another overwhelming reason to keep the Kurds inside Iraq. It's a hell of a prize.
Yes, sir, it is.
That prize is oil. One of Iraq's largest oil fields sits just across Kurdistan's de facto border in an ethnically mixed city called Kirkuk. It is crucial to the future economic health of Iraq. The trouble is, the Kurds say Kirkuk historically belongs to them, and this year there will be a referendum asking Kirkuk citizens if they want to join Kurdistan. Why is the city of Kirkuk so important?
It's Kurdistan. If you go back to history, any fight between Kurds and Baghdad is over Kirkuk.
If the Kurds win the referendum, and they're favored to do so, many fear Iraqi Arabs could turn Kirkuk into an inferno.
They will not be happy, of course. They will create problems by bombing cars and the usual things which they do every day. They blow up mosques. Why not ordinary people?
The Kurds are all too familiar with violence Iraqi style. They have a tradition of tragedy.